Hi there, and welcome to the first episode of the Pedigree Puzzle and Trust the Profits. My name is Jessica Tugwell, and today we're going to be talking about Kentucky Derby winner Mage.
Time is running out to catch Mage.
Any way you want to look at it, Kentucky Derby winner Mage has an excellent pedigree, one with plenty of Kentucky Derby and Triple Crown history. His sire, Good Magic, was second in the 2018 Kentucky Derby, and his grandsire, Curlin, was third in the 2007 Kentucky Derby. There's plenty of quality to go back to throughout, and his dam is bred on a really intriguing pattern that may contribute to her success as a broodmare. In winning the Run for the Roses, Mage was able to accomplish a feat that even his exalted grandsire Curlin couldn't, winning the Kentucky Derby with only 3 prior starts, and none of them as a 2-year-old. Curlin was able to get revenge on Kentucky Derby winner Street Sense in the Preakness Stakes, winning a thrilling stretch duel against that rival. Back in third that day after setting the pace was Hard Spun, the sire of Good Magic's dam, Glinda the Good. The following year, the Kentucky Derby was won by Big Brown, the sire of Mage's dam, Hookah. Big Brown would also win the Preakness before being pulled up in the Belmont Stakes. Hookah herself was a very talented filly, entering the Kentucky Oaks off of this runner-up effort in the Grade 2 Gazelle Stakes. She faltered in the Kentucky Oaks but would go on to win 3 more races in her career, including a stakes at Suffolk Downs, over Queen Caroline, who would go on to become the Dam of Forte. In addition to being a talented horse in her own right, Hookah was a half-sister to Grade 1 Woodford Reserve Turf Classic winner Finnegan's Wake, and produced the multiple stakes place filly Gunning by Gunrunner as her first foal. Curlin and Big Brown aren't the only Preakness winners in Mage's pedigree, though. His third dam, Rock the Boat, was a daughter of Summer Squaw, who handed Kentucky Derby winner unbridled defeat in the 1990 running of the Preakness. What's interesting about Good Magic as a sire is that Curlin's known for getting later developing horses. He himself didn't debut until age 3, and he only improved with age and experience. While Curlin has 4 different sons, including Good Magic, that have produced Grade 1 winners, Good Magic seems poised to be the de facto heir to the Curlin legacy with the blazing success of his first crop. The thing that sets Good Magic apart from the others, Connect, Palace Malice, and Keen Ice, is that he was an uncommonly precocious Curlin as a 2-year-old champion and Breeders' Cup juvenile winner. It's likely that the speed he inherited from his dam and her sire Hard Spun helped him to be an earlier developing type than most fifth sires get, and he's in turn passing that on to his foals, with the likes of Grade 1 Champagne Stakes winner Blazing Sevens in his first crop. Obviously, quality isn't a question with Mage, and there's plenty of Preakness history among his ancestors too. The most interesting thing to me, though, about his pedigree is the fact that his female family is genetically identical to the female family of Big Brown and to Big Brown's dam sire Nureyev. So here's a quick biology lesson to explain all of that and why it's important. Mitochondria are the part of the cells that convert food into energy, and while most of a cell's DNA are located in the nucleus of the cell, a small portion of the DNA is found within the mitochondria. What makes this mitochondrial DNA so special is that it's strictly inherited from the mother, and so it therefore doesn't rely on the same chance factor as the inheritance of nuclear DNA. It also interacts with nuclear DNA in ways that are still being studied, such as affecting how genes are expressed in an individual. Organisms can be grouped together based on their mitochondrial DNA haplotypes, a group of alleles that were inherited from a single shared ancestor. Haplotypes are then organized into haplogroups, which share a more distant common ancestor. Mage himself comes from the D1b mitochondrial haplotype, which is fairly uncommon in the thoroughbred. It's the same as hardy northern breeds such as the Norwegian Fjord, the Icelandic, and Shetland pony. What makes this particularly interesting is that in this regard, he's bred similarly to his dam sire Big Brown, who was also from the same mitochondrial haplotype D1b and out of a mare by a stallion from that mitochondrial haplotype. In thoroughbreds, female families are usually identified using what is known as Bruce low numbers, which you can see at the far right of the screen here. They're simply numerical designations of horses who trace back to the same stud book ancestor. Thanks to research over the past decade or so, we've been able to sequence the mitochondrial DNA of horses from different low families and determine generally which families have which haplotypes, barring some exceptions and stud book errors. But all of that's beyond the scope of this video. As far as Mage goes, the relevant information here is that the only families known to have this D1b mitochondrial haplotype are Mage's family 5G and family 5H, which includes Big Brown and Nureyev among its members. Knowing that Big Brown and Nureyev, both brilliant racehorses in their own right, come from this same female family is important because we know that they have nuclear DNA that combines beneficially with their mitochondrial DNA. So even though Mage didn't inherit mitochondrial DNA from them, it's possible that his dam received nuclear DNA from Big Brown that matches well with her own mitochondrial DNA. As we mentioned, she was a good racehorse herself. Anecdotally, it does seem that horses with inbreeding or line breeding to superior females on their dam sides are often high-class runners and producers. With 2 black-type horses from 2 foals to date, I'm really curious to see if Puka continues to produce high quality runners. And if she does, I definitely think it could be due in part to her carrying nuclear DNA from Big Brown and by extension Nureyev that combines well with the mitochondrial DNA she's guaranteed to pass on to her offspring. In this case, Good Magic has already proven that he likes this mitochondrial family. He has another stakes winner. How did he do that? In his only other starter from Mage's family 5G. So we know he can produce quality horses from this mitochondrial family. Good Magic's dam sire Hardspun also has stakes winners from this female family. He has stakes winner Watch Your Own Bobber from family 5G and grade 1 winner Out for a Spin from the related family 5H. Aside from Mage and Big Brown, there's another Triple Crown race winner bred on this pattern, a Fleet Alex, who gave one of the most memorable Preakness performances in history back in 2005. He's from the same family 5G as Mage, and his dam was by a stallion in Hawkstone, who is also from family 5G and the D1B mitochondrial haplotype. So clearly, there's plenty of precedent for success with this pattern. Clearly, Mage is bred to be a top-class racehorse. He's already done what his sire and grandsire both tried and failed to do by winning the Kentucky Derby. And if he wins the Preakness, the next question is whether he can do better than his dam sire Big Brown and win the Triple Crown. Thanks for watching, and I hope you guys enjoyed this first edition of the Pedigree Puzzle.